Okay, in Alex, you'll be asked to find various measures of central tendency. They include mean, median, and mode. Mean refers to the arithmetic mean, which is also known as the average, which is something you should all know how to compute. The only thing you might not know is how you should round it. Alex is indicating here that we're going to take these values, which are amounts of money that were donated via IRS forms by 10 taxpayers. So our sample size is 10. And we're going to take the result of our average here, our mean, and we're going to round it to one decimal place. In general, though, the rounding rule for mean is we always round the mean to 1 degree of precision um, more than that which appears in the data. So it's clear because I see a 3, a 4, a 2, an 8, a 7, a 0, a 9, that this is accurate to at least the ones place. Now, could these people have donated 68.68 on an IRS tax form? Probably not. But if they had, IRS wants you to round everything up. Um, but they probably couldn't. So our assumption is these are whole dollar values. So we would round our mean to the tenths decimal place, so to the nearest dime pretty much. However, you could have something like this, where these are the max um, bench pressed for 6 students. Some male, some female, you know, maybe all female, all male, who knows? But we know that in a weight kind of thing, that weights come in increments. So how accurate are these? It depends on the increments they're using. You can use a 2.5 pound weight, maybe a 5 pound weight, a 10 pound weight. So is a 42.5 possible? Well, you'd have to know actually how they got these measures. Was this a possibility, or did they just throw on 10 pounds at a time, and when the person couldn't lift it anymore, they rounded down to the lowest, the one that was prior, that they were successful at? In this case, if we assume that no 2.5 or 5 pound weights were used, our degree of precision here is at the tens level. And so we would round our average, whatever it might be here. Let's see, 280, 380, 430 divided by 6 is what? 71.6. I don't know what it is. No, I don't know what it is really. It's something. But whatever it might be, we'd round it to the ones level. So if it was 71.6, and I don't think I'm right with that, because I forgot what the number was. What was it, 43? Maybe it was 71.6 or 70. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because it was, anyways, who cares? But we would take that and we wouldn't say 71.6. We would say the average is 72. Notice here I'm using X bar. X bar refers to the average for the sample. If this were the whole population of a class, then I would use mu to represent the population average. It'd still be calculated the same way. I'd add them all up, divide by 6. So it'd still be 72, and I'd round to the ones here because this is accurate at the tens level. But that's it. If I was doing something where it 12.1, 15.5, 17.2, I could infer from this that our precision is at the tenths level, and so whatever the average was or came out to, I would round it to the hundredths. That's the rule. Okay, going back to here now. How do we get the mean real quick? Put them in Alex by just sliding over them, and then hit some of the x's. 475 divided by how many values? There were 10. You shouldn't need to hit the calculator to know that that's 47.5, and then we type that in. The next value we have to find is the median. The median is the middle number. Sometimes the middle number will be one number, and sometimes it will be two numbers which you will average together to find the median. So in this case, since we have an even number of values, it helps me to put them in order. So I slide over them, I hit the sort button, it puts them in order, and I find the middle two numbers because it's even, which is 37 and 40. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 37 plus 40, and I'm going to find their average by adding them together and dividing by 2. And the answer, of course, is what? 38.5. And that would be my median. Okay, let me just move that over. 38.5. The next thing it asks me to do is how many modes. The mode is the most frequently occurring value. So in this case, let's put them in order again. You'll see 10, 22, 24, 28, 37, 40, 62, 69, 83, 100. Um, there is no most frequently occurring. They all occur the same amount of time. This set has no modes. There you go. But I could have one or two. You'll see that in another example. Let me hit next. So it says very good, but we're going to practice again, even though we don't have to. The median is asking me to find the median first. To find the median, I sort because I want the middle number. If the sample size is even, yeah, it's 8 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There truly isn't a single middle number. There's two middle numbers, in this case 15 and 18. So the midpoint between them is 16 and a half. So that is my median. Okay. If you didn't know it was 16 and a half, you can add 15, 18, get 33, divide by 2. The mean of the set I would get by summating those values. Sum them all together and divide by 8. So when we divide that by 8, we get, let's see if I can do it in my head, 15.875. Yeah, but we're going to round to one decimal place, so we're going to call it 15.9. Okay, and the last thing it asks is how many modes does it have? Now, the only number I see repeated, actually I see two numbers repeated, and they're 15 and 20. So those numbers occur more frequently than any of the other numbers. So it has two modes. We're in a tie for first place. 15 occurs twice and 20 occurs twice. And that's it. I fill those in, I hit next, and I'm done. Very good. I seem to have mastered it. We'll do one more just because we have time in this 10-minute video. So let's do mean median mode calculations again. And right here I have 7 numbers. So in this case, there is a middle number. To find it, I'm going to have to sort them, and it's 29. So there's my median. It's my middle number. Okay, if I want the mean, I take the total, which is 173, and I'm going to divide that by 7. Now this one I can't do in my head because I don't know, I guess 5/7. I'm not sure. Would it be 5/7? 14, remainder 33. Yeah, 5/7. I don't know that as a fraction or decimal, but there it is, 24.7. We're going to round 24.7. Okay, and lastly is asking, is there a mode? Two modes? What's going on? Well, 30 occurs more than any other, so there's one mode, and it is 30. The only thing I didn't tell you about here are two other um, measures, but they're measures. One is range, which you can use to find the mid-range. Mid-range is actually a measure of central tendency, though Alex doesn't ask you to find it. So I'll just show you it real quick. Put them in order, and then subtract high from low. 30, or low from high. 30 minus 14 is 16. And then 16 divided by 2 is 8. Add 8 or subtract 8. So 14 plus 8 is 22. So the mid-range is 22. That's the mid of all those. Okay, it's not the middle number, but it's the middle point in the range. That's called the mid-range. The range is a measure of dispersion. The mid-range is a measure of central tendency. Um, that's it. I think that was good, and we're out of here. Bye-bye.